Q&A. Here in Europe and Germany in particular, massive attempts are currently being made to start a war against Russia and the Russian people. And the German people, just like all other peoples, wants to achieve peace and harmony. The problem is the elites, and the NATO goons. Ran out of Langley too. Hello, Mr. Steele. In the various alternative media at the moment, it is spread that you said that Vladimir Putin belongs to the dark side and acts for it. Since I'm translating your series from Russia with Love into the German language, this alleged statement of yours confuses me. I've said it numerous times. Putin is a flip-flopper. One hand he's helping, next he's not. Currently he's not. I know. Kim spoke to him not 6 weeks ago and told him to go and F himself. Why? Because she had sent money belonging to the Russian people and Putin sent it to the Chinese Dragon Group, is why. And I also know who trained Putin. Excuse me. I also know who trained Putin to be a cabal agent. There are times when he has shifted because he's been lifted out and told the way to be, and then he flips back. And those type of people can't be trusted. And that's why Kim said what she did say to him 6 weeks ago. You mentioned that no nation can use nuclear bombs anymore since all the codes are only issued by Kim. Was the tsunami in Japan caused by undersea nuclear explosion? Yes, it was. And was that before Kim took charge of her current position? Yes. They were part of 4 nuclear weapons that had not been rendered safe. That was stolen in a deliberate accident on the Kursk submarine. And that's what caused the issue in Japan. I would like to know what it's like to be in a Universal Galactic Council. Well, it's not for the faint of heart, I'll tell you that for nothing. But it's just another job. From an overview point of view, it's just another job. It may be seen as others as being prestigious, but every job is prestigious. People forget that. It has the same political style divides, the same service to self actions by some, although that is changing. The fact that over 70% of the Draco homeworld will have been celebrating Anu gone says that in a nutshell. A lot of beings have had enough of the wars they've gone on for millions of years, in some cases. It's not worked. And this was what was said in a meeting back in 2013 with certain entity groups. You know, you've tried this and tried this and tried this, and they've all failed. How about trying something different, like peace? Like sharing, like looking after each other. It's not rocket science, but people in a particular mindset, it is. What do you mean? You know, well, war clearly doesn't work. Everyone loses. You get the illusion of winning, because you've got some trinkets or some technology or some resources. But those don't last long, do they? Doesn't replace the beings you've lost. Hope that answers your question. With 70% of Midgard being covered by water, it seems so dumb that humans cannot go beneath its water bodies without tech, like submarines and scuba diving equipment, especially when you consider that water might actually be the real source of source here on Midgard. As you said in a recent show, we are kept on the surface, ACE, S-E-R-F, pretty much level of source Midgard's water body, unable to dive deep into it like the whales, etc. do. Well, not all species are the same. I'm sure some of the whales would like to walk on land. Do you not consider it from their point of view? And if we could swim like the whales, do you not think the sharks would like to take chumps out of us? So it can work both ways. Lots of people would like to be a bird and fly. Maybe they'd be considered the birds would like to walk. You can't have everything. But with certain qualities and abilities and interfering with genetics, which is one of the super soldiers who was given dolphin genes and can go down many thousands of feet for extended periods of time. But do we really want to go down that path? We have our skills. Humans who are tuned into all their abilities and skills are a source of much envy of all other species. And this is where we've got to develop ourselves and step onto a higher plane. What are your thoughts about the highly unusual energy wave that hit the Earth on June 29th? Not much. There was it was probably the remnants of something that was done around the 6th, not the 13th, as Cobra reported. That was somebody else's news. Oops. In the interest of optimizing one's inner work, could you specify 3 to 5 characteristics indicative of Kalimar culture and 3 to 5 indicative of an Ur culture? A few more data points beyond human sacrifice and caring and sharing. The intent here is to cause self-realizations about dark force-feeding behavioral practices that people have been falsely brought up to think as good and proper. Well, you asked for 5, so I think low vibration, fear, anger, exclusive, anti-life, and service to self. Pretty much describes the Kalimar people. As for the Ur and the Rus, higher vibration, progression, inclusive, spiritual, nature-based, harmonic, moving towards service to others. Can you give us an update on the Venezuela situation? If Guaido is CIA, is there any hope? Well, yeah. I am aware that they are dying of hunger and sickness. We've been trying to help Venezuela over many months, probably over 12 actually. But with clowns in place, we're being blocked from helping anyone. That's the problem. People can spout all they like and says it's not real and it's this, that and the other. We've tried in virtually every country, but fear is a big tool that they use, where they threaten and harass people that they'll kill their children and their family, etc., etc. Which is what they did to the Colombian president or prime minister and his wife. This is what's going on. Will a Kennedy be our next president? No. You have to remember there's an awful lot of flim-flam about the Kennedy family. They were not interested in the people. They were interested in family faction wars. I'm sorry, but that's the real truth. People like to glam up America's past and certain people, and it's wrong. The Kennedys are one of the 13 Western bloodline, remember. Does the SSP still have access to their tools that hurt populace? Yeah, I've covered this several times in several shows. In fact, I mentioned only a couple of weeks back that it was they that caused the fires in California and also the earthquakes in Alaska. Have the teachers got a recognisable name for their theory of relativity that you have hinted at via the Primary Matters of Humanity Unplugged? Not to my knowledge. I don't think those teachers are keen on labels and names. It's a case of actions. Set the example. Apologies if I didn't get to your question. They're all still on the file, and I'll throw them in on a later show.